Sometimes when people invite you, you are a player. You need to be careful. They buy you drinks when they invite you. They will give you food, they will give you that meat, and they will buy you drinks. Now, when you don't play well, he's the first one to tell the guy next to him, the same guy that invites you. When you don't perform, we start away. Enjoy this next episode with Gerald and Sjuku.
My name is Gerald Modabi. I'm from Tshabalala in Soweto.
Yeah, Gerald played for Cosmos and he also played for Pirates.
Yeah. What was it about him, though, that made him stand out?
One of the creative players. He was quick.
Yeah.
And he could shoot.
Where I started was at SuperSport United. Came back briefly to Johannesburg to play for Wits University. And I wandered around for a bit until 2005, where I played for Dynamos, where I had one of my biggest seasons in local football and scored a lot of beautiful goals and punished Pirates while at it. And eventually they bought me.
Modabi, by then he was one of the best up-and-coming stars. The boy had everything that a footballer needs, or that you want from a footballer. He could pass the ball, he could dribble, he could shoot. He could do almost anything in a ball, Modabi, until he Pirates is imlandi. But magafika like Pirates nakhona, wajoyina abanye laba ngathi bayawathanda amanzi kagesi. He played for a season or so with Pirates. He never stayed long because he learned amanzi. La wesilungu, la amanzi kagesi. Ngoba amanzi kagesi ane trouble now.
Sizoya kule situation yotshwala. Ngoba ihambisana nokuduma, yabo, ifame, ukuduma, yonke into, yabo. How did you find yourself finding comfort kule nto kuthiwa utshwala?
Yeah, I think it goes back to Pirates again.
Yeah.
That's where I gained my massive fame. That's where I gained popularity. That's when I started scoring free invitations to weddings, paid for weddings. I'd get 10K to go to a wedding, and I don't even know who's getting married.
Aibo.
But
just to attend?
Yeah, and smile and look pretty and and get the money and go home. Those are the joys of playing for Pirates.
Yeah.
And it exposes you to that world, you know. But it was easier at the time to say, Begwa Bangani. But at 40 now, I look back now, it's always you. So maybe it was the pressures of fame that lead you to the drink house. But funny enough, what people don't know, Gucci, I always tried my best to go to naleso simo, especially at the big club. And abantu abaningi bacabanga ukuthi ubustot bami obukhulu ngibenze lapho. No. Alcohol, when you know how to control the intake, imnandi. But when it starts causing problems, then it is a big problem. And with me, that's exactly what it did, because I got into the alcohol business by chance. Traveling back from a SuperSport United match in Durban, we have just drawn 3-3 against the now defunct Meaning Rangers. I make my debut on the night, and I'm happy. I want to go home. So getting to the airport, instead of going back to Atteridgeville, where the club had organized a house, esihlala nama parents, ama t-shirt, angazwa besihlala ama t-shirt because we dropped out that very same year, and that's where the alcohol ngaqala uyibona khona ukuthi le time abesihlala nalo was drinking every day, And he was making a lot of noise. Why do you drink milk from the box? And I got so annoyed with this idiot who receives money from SuperSport United for our upkeep and accommodation. He lives off well because of us. He wants to complain about small things like milk. I left my home in Soweto where ifridge yakhiwa makuthengwa chicken licken because the chicken licken in Tenkul. I'm a professional footballer who's supposed to have all these delicacies, but I still can't have them. Here's a guy who has to complain about his milk, which is not technically his. So I think, okay, I'm tired of arguing with this old man. I leave the milk today, I go for this thing. I found this beer in the fridge, I went for it as hard as I possibly could. I loved the feeling. I loved how I felt, and I was happy. I was so happy, I even shook his hand by mistake that night. And he realized I drank his beer. He didn't have anything to complain about. And we are here now. I'm 10 years retired, maybe. Maybe the intake is not so bad anymore. I made mistakes. I admitted publicly, nationally, got a lot of pardon from everyone. But I still drink. I have an odd beer here and there. I'm a coach. I'm allowed to. I don't play football anymore. But it's not as bad as I used to, and I got introduced to it. I really got out of hand. I did weird things. At least they want to fast. I think the only HIV alcohol-related in Orlando Pirates was when I went to a Peroni party in Mafikeng with Gift. And I was not going to a Peroni party. A Peroni party sithole iyenzeka ehotel besegulo for my 60s party. And they recognized to Gift. And they decided to go to sibe party, yaleyo party. Yadelay i-return here to Johannesburg. We were meant to be back on the Sunday afternoon for the Monday morning training session. Now we were forced to race back to Johannesburg ngaboma 5 a.m. We didn't make the cut. His cut. Umicho was closure, and sadly for me, that was my first misdemeanor at the club. My bonny headline, terrible twins back at training. Even when I saw it, I'm thinking, nah, it can't be me. Giftler Remy was not a person. He was a superstar, a brother, a younger brother, because we were under the tutelage of the same coach, Paradise Market. So Gift was pretty much walking the same journey that I was walking. He lacked a lot of things that a child should not lack. Shoes and worse, because he thought he was pretty. And we fought a lot about that. Yes, I've accepted my fate. I'm lending you when we are forced. But he also wanted to go all the way in the same pathway. Sadly, he could not afford to buy the brands that he wanted to strut. And I'd have to pop money out here and there. And remember at the time I was still only earning about 3,000. I'm 17, I'm doing my matric, but I already have a baby who is Gift Leremi. I have to give boots and all those things. But he returned the favor because 2 3 years later, Gift became a professional, a very big professional. I'm not sure if he lived on to the professional name in terms of how he did his things, which is a conversation we had a lot of times. But he loved his speed somewhat, which is sadly an explanation of how his life ended. And when Gift died, I was home having a beer, which somehow characterized the talented footballer that I was. It was mad by even some people that didn't know how much I drank, wanted to jump into the fact that I'm a drinker. Bebanza ngathi ngikhumula nempahla emabheshini. Kanti no. I just loved my beer, and I was not a rebel. But on that fateful night, I was having a beer at home. Gift was not with Orlando Pirates at the time. He had just joined Mamelodi Sundowns. We were all excited, and he walked to my house, picked up a motor, and lost his patience, which I'm not coming back to the fateful drive that he took, that he didn't make back home, unfortunately. And I was livid. I was very, very upset with my ex-wife at that time. You see now, I'm a security gating, but una 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and I really, really wanted to go because because he was moneyed. Before I Cameroon, he had left me about 8,000 in cash and a brand new cell phone, and gift gone. And I didn't think it's possible. But in my head, I thought, we are God's deputies, Milana. We did everything we wanted. We raced on the M1. We sang together. We got stuck in a petrol. We left each other in my freeway. How I got the news of his death, I received a call from the chairman, the Orlando Pirates, asking me where Gift was. Chairman doesn't just call anyone. That alarmed me. It got me so scared that why would Ivan call me, asking me about Gift? I left it at that and slept. And the next morning, I'm taking my 2-year-old at the time, Nati, to daycare, which was a stone's throw from where I lived. And I usually walked to his daycare. But that morning, I decided, okay, let me drive off, because I'm Soweto, I need a morning beer again. Then the news are on, and usually I'm mameli indaba ngumuntu wesigubhu, mara lelo langa I decided ukuthi ngikhathele angazi ngikhathazwe yini. I decided, let me listen to the news. And then the news say Sundown star dies in Alberton. I think, oh, okay, it can't be him. It's me, it's Gift. We can't die. We're invincible. We are God's deputies. We crashed the car in Mafikeng and slept in the crashed car. He loved his driving. He loved his speed. Sadly, it ended up his life. It ended up brotherhood. It ended up the friendship. If I did all these things that I said I did, or I'm said to have done, to my alcohol intake when I was at Pirates. When I played for Pirates, I was 22. Going into 23. So it means Gift was 19, going to 20. We were pretty much kids. And mangithi ngishaya rewind, asiyazi into besiyenza. Besicabanga ukuthi siyayazi. But we took people with us. There were kids that had just been signed by the club at the time that saw me and Gift as cool. And it didn't help that Gift was the more popular figure in the group, the two-group alcohol band that we formed. Actually, the umkholo wonke, so we'd arrive at the ATM 5 to 12. And Gift would make his famous phone call of pressuring the Orlando Pirates financial manager and press him hard.